What are the chances? Because the Nikki Haley donors are money people. These are not poor people. These are not, small influencers. These are Wall Street people, right? What are the chances that this happens? What are the chances that these guys call Trump, have a meeting with Trump, or send a handler to have a meeting with one of Trump's handlers and say, look, we will publicly say that it's most likely you're going to win if you take Nikki Haley as a VP, okay? Do you think the money guys from Wall Street, the Jamie Dimons, do you think these guys who are sitting there, big, Bill Ackman just left his party, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. He gave $1 million to one of the candidates that Andrew Yang's been telling me about.
Dean Phillips.
Dean Phillips, yeah. So what are the chances Wall Street calls Trump and says, we will 100% back you up if you pick Haley as your VP?
Is there a chance they're doing that? Is there a chance they're going to bring the money? Yeah, I think there's a chance they do that. Right now is the time for the backroom dealings. This is where everybody comes together and starts, hey, who's you going to support? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And this is where 15 people on stage become 2 or 3. Because remember, South Carolina is where Biden was anointed and they played the games there. So these first 3 primaries is where all the backroom dealings happen. Do I think that backroom dealing could happen? Yeah, sure it can. But then you've got him, she's not even leading her home state. I got her 2-1. What deal are we talking about? Mm-hmm. Can you see Trump coming back saying, I don't need you?
No, but he's saying you don't need Nikki Haley. But Trump is all about polls and all about endorsements. So what if Trump understands the power of endorsements and nobody knows how to use endorsements better than Trump? Nobody does.
Period.
Trump knows how to, just in his talk yesterday, he says, look at this man. Look at this fine gentleman here.
Doug
I
Burgum.
see him everywhere with his suit and the bricks. Matter of fact, come on up here.
Yeah,
come on up
he's
here.
the Marlboro man.
Yeah, come on up here. And look at this man. Maybe the best looking man I've ever seen in my life. I call him the Marlboro man. He's the first man. Come on, Doug. Where's Doug at?
Doug Burgum and his beautiful
Doug
wife.
was at his event.
My guy.
Yeah,
Doug was there giving a shout out.
Doug was at his event. So, but think about it. If imagine Jamie Dimon from Chase comes out and says, there's a 70% chance Trump is winning this thing, and we have to just accept it. And he says, I actually don't think it's going to be as bad as people think it is. Do you think Trump's going to use that and say, look, when J.P. Morgan, some people trust him, some people don't, with Jamie Dimon, but even Jamie Dimon's endorsing me right now. He would use that. He doesn't care about Nikki Haley. He cares about who her donors are. Do you think that's a strategic move or zero chance he's not going to entertain it?
Last week he said he knows his VP is going to be, and I don't think anybody is handicapping it at Nikki Haley. I don't think so. People are talking. The biggest things that I see on Threads, and I stay away from the conspiracy.
You use Facebook Threads?
No, I do not. I do not. This is not an endorsement. It's Facebook Threads. I look at it, and I'm seeing a lot of people at certain levels out there that are saying there's been a lot of talk about Tulsi Gabbard and Lake. I'm not sure about either one, but he has been saying really good things about Lake. You're going to
this weekend,
you're going to be a really wonderful person. You're going to be a fine senator.
Multiple conversations with people who are names in politics. And if I told you Tulsi's name came up 3 times, that's a small number. Okay.
Wow.
And these are people that are Gavaina. Gavaina in Assyrian means like
in.
Gavai.
You have to use both
Kishana Gavai.
Kishana Gavai.
Hope. So if
Tom, you knew that already.
Tom speaks.
Tulsi.
No, I said that I haven't spoken to the depth of people that Pat was speaking to.
What Tulsi and
Pat
Trump?
has talked to deeper people, but I'm not. I'm looking at campaign strategists and people along those lines.
You know the guy that I talked to,
But
and
yes,
that's a very
Adam,
good.
that's
you know why I think it's a very good move? You know why I think Tulsi's great?
Why?
So, the DEI people are going to be like, female, this, that. Forget about female. Okay. She would be great if she was a man. Tulsi's great, period. Okay?
Strong.
I'm not, you're a great basketball player for a female. No.
You're a good
Tulsi's
player.
great,
She's
period. She is military. She has the independent vote. She has access to the independent podcasters.
Attractive,
that
which
she
doesn't
would
hurt.
go on, and she would go on those podcasts and sell Trump and all that stuff. And I think eventually that could lead into a different kind of a career for her long term. But I think a lot of people want Tulsi as a VP.
And can I ask you one last, Adam, just really fast, because I want to know what you guys, because I've been trying to ask it for a while. You're a donor. You're donating to the Nikki Haley campaign. You know pretty early there's no chance, especially when it comes to Trump, right, Tom? So what's the incentive for somebody to keep giving? I'm just curious. Is it for the future? Is it why do you keep dumping all this money when you know she's not going to win, unless you thought that they were going to get Trump and get him out with all these indictments?
I can answer that really short.
Yeah.
The horseshoe and the Uni-party are at play here.
Yep.
And there are many people up there that really thought that these lawsuits and everything and getting him off the ballot was going to do it. Now you've got a Supreme Court that he largely picked that's going to hear arguments on February 8th and make a decision around February 21st about Colorado and getting him back on the ballot. And if that happens, Maine, he's back on the ballot, it's over. And there are many people that think that's going to happen. But at the time they started, Vinny, you're right. The logic was, the horseshoe.
Yes.
Adam talks about the horseshoe very eloquently, about how the parties kind of bend back together. Excuse me, that elite top of parties on deep programs and deep funding, they kind of bend back toward each other. And so I think at the beginning, they thought, hey, we just got to get through this season and he's going to be off the ballot. There were high-end Republicans that felt that way, that were behind her. And now they're coming back. And I think Pat's right. I think there are strategic discussions that are being had behind closed doors, because this is when they always happen. It's not a surprise. This is the season of deals.
Tom,
New Hampshire to South Carolina, that is the season of deals.
Tom, if there was a nail, you know what you did? You took a hammer and you hit it right on the head.
100%.
That's what he just did.
So Pat brought up the conversation of whether Nikki Haley would be VP. I don't think so. I think she's got as much as a chance of being VP as Chris Christie has to be the Attorney General. So if you look at Nikki Haley's polling exits,
you're saying there's a chance.
There is a chance.
There's no chance. So, this is according to Meet the Press, that if among Haley supporters, if Trump were the nominee, who they would vote for, Haley supporters, 43% would vote for Biden, 23% would vote for Trump. Let me say that again. Haley supporters are the Uni-party, more likely to vote for Biden than for Trump. I think when Trump gets wind of these polls of who's behind Haley, a lot of it is big donors. I'm out, you're fired. But you bring up Tulsi Gabbard. You have to understand one thing. Everyone's very focused on the 2024 election. I get it. If and when Trump wins, or even if Biden wins, who knows? This is their last term. They're done. Whoever the VP is automatically the favorite to win the presidency in 2028. Whether it's Tulsi,
God, that would be.
Whether it's Tulsi,
and
whether it's Carrie Lake, whether it's Sarah Huckabee Dogface Sanders, whatever it is, or Mike.
Why are you gonna dig at her, bro? She's not. What does her looks have to do with
You
anything?
gotta go with an attractive female.
No, you have to go with.
What's my girl that I like? Christy Noem. That's the girl. That's the girl.
It won't be Christy Noem.
It won't be.
That's the girl.
I can tell you right
I'm
now.
just letting you know that's the girl. I'm just saying
that they'll be the favorite.
Whoever the
For
VP
different
is.
reasons, Christy Noem won't be the candidate.
Okay, I want to hear that. But whoever it is, guys, you acknowledge Trump's VP, if he wins, would automatically be the favorite in 2020.
Well, and I think either
100%
VP.
So he's going to want undying loyalty from whoever that VP is.
Yep.
If he doesn't have it, you're out.
If you think about Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and it's funny that you brought her up, and not to change topics, did you hear the story about what happened with her and Trump?
Yeah. You have to tell that story. Tell the story.
Okay. All right, so for everybody out there, this is hilarious that you brought up. I wasn't even gonna go there, but there's a summit. I'm gonna do it fast. A summit in Singapore, 2018. Trump is talking to Kim Jong-un. All right, and where he reluctantly accepted a Tic Tac from Trump, who dramatically blew it in the air to reassure Kim that it was a breath mint and not a capsule poison. Think about it. Trump had to go. Look, I'm not dead. So. They talked about sports, women's soccer. Then Sanders says she looked up to notice Kim Jong-un is staring at her because she's hot. And he appeared to wink at me, and she appeared stunned, right?
Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Kim Jong-un looked at her with his dope-ass haircut and winked at her. So she goes, all I could think was, what just happened? Surely Kim Jong-un did not just mark me. Then later in the presidential limousine, the beast, on the way to the airport, Sanders tells, Trump, like, Kim Jong-un, and Trump was like, he hit on you. He did. He effing hit on you. And then she goes, sir, please stop. I'm a Christian. And then you know what Trump says to her? Well, Sarah, that settles it. You're going to North Korea and you're taking one for the team. Oh, yeah. Your husband and kids will miss you, but you'll be a hero to your country.
You're taking one for the team, Sarah.
Yeah, and by the way, there's witnesses that corroborated the story. If you don't think that that's the dopest, that's why I love Trump. It's because there's shit like that.
100%.
Oh my God,
what a loser Kim Jong-un is. He can have any girl he wants. Sarah
no
Huckabee
nuclear
Sanders.
war. He's like, listen,
I'm going to double down on this to the day I die.
You don't want him to nuke. Just hook up with him once. It won't hurt.
You like big fat pigs. Here we go.
Oh my God, what a G.
You know what? I don't like memoirs that put those kind of things out, and I'll tell you why.
I love because have some fun for once in your life.
Because the media is going to take it and run with it, saying you're sexist and everything.
You know what? Cancel Tom at this point.
You can ask Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Did you think it was kind of funny? Did you think it was there? She said, "I thought it was funny, but I thought it was a little inappropriate." But you were privately in a limo with 8 other people, a couple Secret Service guys, the president, a few people, so it wasn't like one-on-one, and you get all upset about these things.
But she's the one that put in the story.
It's called locker room talk.
The only reason that story is okay, the only way I'm okay with that story.
Because she put it in her book.
No. I'm only okay with that story one way. Only one way.
Huh.
If she called Trump and Trump gave the okay.
I agree.
If she didn't make that call to Trump, I have a very big problem with it.
Very good point.
I'm just telling you, because if you did that without my permission, then we don't have a relationship. We're done. I can't have you around in a private setting. You can always have a, what do you call it? A
professional away from me.
No. There's in football. What do they call when you
stiff arm?
Stiff arm. You got a stiff arm. You can be away and we can see at each other. Hi, great. But behind closed doors with a door, and you want to do that? No. By the way, if she called Trump, you think what do you think Trump would say?
Go for it.
I think so as well.
100%.
But guess what? If she didn't, Trump will never trust her again. That's my problem.
I didn't say like that, but that's
For
a great,
example,
great
let's just say Adam's writing a book. Okay, you're writing a book. Tom's writing a book.
Yep.
I'm like, look, Pat, that one time when that happened, are you okay if I post it? I'm like, let me think about it.
Yeah.
And I say, no, go ahead and do it. Great. When people come out and say, man, can't believe Adam said this about you. I said, he called me.
Yeah.
He asked.
He called me, and I said yes. And you got to respect the guy that did that. I'm okay with that. That's the truth. That's what happened.
You think you think she did it?
I don't know. I'm not.
No, because Vinny, look at it this way. Let's say you're writing a book, and
it'd be a pop-up, just letting you know.
No, Vinny can barely read.
Seriously,
Tom.
I read gooder than you.
You have to.
You can't read
get
good.
Permission,
No way.
You have to get permission from your boss. Pat is right. Let's say you're writing a book, and you are hypothetically Obama's chef, and you're going to put some stuff in a book.
Jesus.
Okay.
So you're saying he didn't get a permission?
So he didn't get a permission.
If you don't get permission, it could affect.
And then you wind
great
up,
white shark somehow showed up in a lake.
It could affect your swimming.
That's pretty crazy.
Okay, so here's the next prediction before we wrap the segment up and go to the next story. Who do you think is dropping out next and when?
Ron
Tom,
DeSantis.
When?
Oh,
when?
great
right.
question.
As soon as he fails in New Hampshire. When is New Hampshire?
When is New Hampshire?
When is New Hampshire, Rob?
Is it 2 months? A month?
I thought it was
February?
no.
I think it's coming.
Come on, talk to me, Tom.
It's in a couple weeks.
I thought it was 2 weeks.
When is New Hampshire? No, it's not September 10th.
No.
New Hampshire. Anyway, so you're saying right after
Rob
New
will find
Hampshire?
it. Once he finishes in 3rd place in New Hampshire, I think he's finished.
You think?
Let's get real here, guys. All we're doing is perpetuating what's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
Happen. Nikki's out, Ron's out, Trump's the winner. Even Vivek said before he dropped out.
January 23. It was 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Okay, exactly.
weeks.
It's
I'll
coming
just
up.
say a month.
He said, he predicted, let's see if Vivek knows what he's talking about in this regard, that he believes that DeSantis is going to drop out and become Nikki's VP. I don't see it. I don't believe it, but that's what he said. Do you recall that?
I do. And by the way, that would be the kiss of death. Bless you. That would be the kiss of death to DeSantis's presidential run. If he dropped out to be Haley's VP.
I think
the kiss of death.
Yeah, both of them.
What do you mean?
I think both of them are going nowhere, and if they join together, it's a road to nowhere.
Yeah, but
the difference
is DeSantis has a shot at doing something in the future if he gets behind Trump. Haley does not.
Nope.
Haley does not.
No, because the right knows, and they realize what she is, and they expose her for being the war hawk and being the girl that got rich.
If Haley is driven by being a president, here's one thing Haley can do, and it would throw everybody a full-blown curveball. You ready? If she agrees to be a VP to Newsom or Michelle Obama or something like that, and stays as a Republican. This has happened before, where two tickets. This was 80 years ago or something like that, where a Republican chose a Democrat as a VP or a Democrat chose a Republican as a VP. Something like that took place. That would be one way for her to flip. If the Democratic Party really wants to have a shakeup, guess what? I think Haley is for sale. If Democratic Party really wants to have a shakeup, if she got a couple $1 million from a Boeing contract, are you kidding me? What would a $30 million Netflix documentary do?
Sold.
A lot.
Sold.
So to me, there is that part. I think, again, I've never spoken to this person. I don't know who Nikki Haley is. I've never had a conversation. I would have loved to have a conversation with her on the podcast, but she doesn't do podcasts.
You tried?
We invited, I think at one point even Rob, they got back and they were going to do it, and last minute they canceled, something like that. That's exactly what happened. Last minute they canceled.
She was snapping her fingers at Rob, and he said, I can't do
when you do that, you're telling the world, I'm too good for you guys to come talk to you. And we're going to take your word for it, if that's what it is. But if she wants to be part of the pompous community, man, there's plenty of pompous people on the left that she can go join. It would be a perfect fit for her.
Big time.
So the question you had asked was, when do you think DeSantis is going to go out? Look, the election is next week. The primary election in New Hampshire is next week. Emerson had the most accurate polling in New Hampshire. They were closer to what the actual vote came out as anybody else. And they have the most recent polling in New Hampshire. Trump 45, Haley 28, Christie 12, DeSantis 7, Ramaswamy 6. So either DeSantis is either out this week, or he does it.
DeSantis is out this week, pre-New Hampshire?
Either he goes out this week or he goes out next Tuesday.
Did you see his speech or no?
Yeah. Well, his speech was borderline psychotic. What did DeSantis say? He attacks the media. He said the media is defending Donald Trump. They are the veritable Praetorian Guard, and most people don't even know what that was.
Pretoria.
It was a Roman Guard.
That's
and
Gladiator.
And, and when I saw that thing from DeSantis, I said to myself, man, those are the last words of a desperate candidate. So next week, he may finish fourth next week.
What do you mean fourth? There's only 3 candidates in it.
No. He's tied with Vivek.
Vivek
dropped out.
Is Vivek still on the paper ballot?
No, he dropped out.
No,
That's
he's
what
out.
dropped out means.
I think the funniest thing that happened with Ron DeSantis, though, some guy walked up to him while he was with his wife and gave him a participation trophy,
I don't know
and
New
it was
Hampshire.
hilarious. Did you see that, Adam?
No, the guy that gave the
Participation,
DeSantis
he goes,
You can put in your. I don't know what the rules are on New Hampshire.
Tom, we're on the same page here. DeSantis is done. He's finished. He's cooked. He's gone.
Right.
Whether it happens this week or next week.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.